Did you know that the strength of your bones begins to fade long before you notice it? For many women after 50, that quiet loss doesn't show up in the mirror. It shows up the day you reach for something on a high shelf and feel a sharp, unfamiliar ache. I'm Dr. Samuel Hartley, and after 25 years of studying women's health and longevity, I've seen one pattern again and again. We talk about calcium, we talk about vitamin D, but we almost never talk about mechanical signaling, the secret language your bones understand best. See, your bones are not static. They're living tissue, constantly listening to the pressure, weight, and rhythm of your movements. When that signal fades from sitting more, walking less, or relying only on light stretching, the cells that build bone, called osteoblasts, begin to slow down. Over time, your bones quietly lose density, your posture changes, and balance becomes less certain. But here's the good news. The same signal that fades can be reawakened, not through long hours at the gym, but through a few simple strength training movements done safely at home. Just 3, each designed to activate a different bone-building zone: your hips, your spine, and your legs. Together, they send a biological message to your body: build, don't break. In this episode, I'll walk you through these 3 essential exercises, explain exactly what's happening inside your body when you do them, and show you how just a few minutes a day can help protect your bones, your balance, and your independence for years to come. Because after 50, strength training isn't about lifting heavy weights. It's about lifting your future. Your bones are not the lifeless scaffolding most people imagine. They're alive, constantly sensing, responding, and rebuilding based on the messages your muscles send them. Every push, every pull, every lift tells your bones, we still need you. But after 50, something changes. The hormone estrogen, which once protected bone density, begins to decline. At the same time, physical activity often becomes gentler, less lifting, fewer stairs, less resistance. The result? Your bones stop receiving enough mechanical stress signals, and the cells that build bone, called osteoblasts, start to slow their work. Think of it this way. When you stop writing, the pen dries out. When you stop loading your bones, the ink of calcium and collagen stops flowing. This process, known as osteopenia, can quietly progress into osteoporosis, the stage where even a small fall could mean a broken wrist or hip. But here's the part that most people miss. The same biological process that weakens bone can also rebuild it. Studies from the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research and the University of Melbourne, 2021, found that postmenopausal women who practice simple, progressive strength training just twice a week improve bone density in the hips and spine by up to 8% in under a year, without medication. The key wasn't intensity, it was consistency and precision. When you perform strength exercises correctly, your muscles pull gently on the bone. That tension activates osteocytes, tiny sensor cells embedded deep inside your skeleton. They detect pressure, send chemical messages through your bloodstream, and tell your body to deposit fresh minerals where they're needed most. That's why your bones don't just support movement, they depend on it. And in a moment, I'll show you the 3 specific movements that deliver this message most effectively and safely for women over 50. Because when movement becomes medicine, bone loss is no longer inevitable. Let's get practical. You don't need a gym, heavy weights, or a personal trainer. What you need are signals, specific deliberate movements that tell your bones it's time to strengthen again. Here are the 3 that I recommend to every woman over 50 who wants to protect her bones, posture, and independence. 1. The supported squat, rebuilding hip and spine. Density. When you sit and stand, your hips, thighs, and spine all work together. That simple motion, rising from a chair, is one of the most powerful bone-stimulating movements there is. Start with a sturdy chair behind you. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, chest lifted, and hands lightly resting on the back of another chair or countertop for support. Now, lower yourself down slowly, as if you're about to sit, but stop just before you touch the seat. Then press through your heels and rise again. Each time you do this, your thigh muscles pull on the femur, the bone in your upper leg, and your spine adjusts to stabilize your posture. This gentle tug sends a clear message to your hips and spine. Reinforce here. A 2022 study from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research showed that women who performed controlled sit-to-stand movements 3 times per week increased femoral bone density by nearly 5% in 3 months. If you're just starting out, aim for 8 to 10 repetitions. Over time, build towards 15. Smooth, controlled, and steady. That's where the magic happens. 2. Wall push-ups, strengthening the upper back and wrists. Most women over 50 don't realize that the bones in the wrists and upper back are among the first to weaken. But wall push-ups create safe, controlled resistance for these delicate areas. Stand an arm's length from a wall, hands flat at shoulder height. Engage your core, bend your elbows, and lower your chest toward the wall, then press back out. Keep your movement slow and deliberate. As your hands press and release, the bones of the arms and chest experience small bursts of pressure, exactly what activates osteoblasts in the wrist and sternum. In my clinical practice, I've seen women regain grip strength and posture simply by committing to this one movement. One patient, Carol, 68, started with 10 gentle reps against the wall each morning. After 6 weeks, her wrists no longer ached when gardening, and her posture visibly improved. You can gradually step further away from the wall for more challenge, or even progress to countertop or knee push-ups when ready. 3. Heel raises, restoring balance and ankle strength. Here's a secret many people miss. Your calf muscles are connected to the density of your lower leg bones through what's called mechanotransduction. When you lift your heels, you're not just improving balance, you're sending force through the tibia and fibula, the long bones of the lower leg. Stand tall, holding the back of a chair for support. Rise up onto your toes, hold for 2 seconds, and lower slowly. Repeat this 10 to 15 times, breathing steadily. According to a 2020 European Journal of Applied Physiology trial, women over 55 who practiced heel raises 3 times weekly, improve tibial bone density and ankle stability, reducing fall risk by over 30%. The movement also boosts blood flow back toward the heart, improving circulation to your joints and spine. It's one of the simplest habits that can quietly extend your mobility for years. Each of these exercises is low impact, joint friendly, and perfectly suited for women rebuilding strength after 50. Together, they form a triangle of stability: hips, spine, and legs. And here's the truth. You don't have to do them all at once. Even performing 1 or 2 daily can wake up the cellular machinery that keeps your bones alive. In the next section, I'll show you exactly how to integrate these movements into your routine, the timing, the rhythm, and the 1 10-minute window that maximizes your bone-building potential. Because how you time your movement matters just as much as the movement itself. Here's something most people never learn, even from their doctors. Your bones follow a rhythm, just like your heart and your sleep. Your skeletal system runs on a 24-hour cycle, guided by hormones like cortisol and parathyroid hormone, which affect calcium balance and bone turnover. And here's the fascinating part. The most responsive time for bone-building activity isn't late at night or after dinner. It's in the morning hours, about 1 to 3 hours after waking. During that window, your cortisol naturally rises, increasing blood flow and nutrient delivery to your muscles and bones. That's when even light resistance, like chair squats, wall push-ups, or heel raises, triggers the strongest cellular response. So, if you can, set aside 10 minutes after breakfast for your mini routine. Start with 1 round of each movement. 8 supported squats, 10 wall push-ups, 12 heel raises. That's it. Don't rush, don't strain. Your goal isn't exhaustion, it's signaling. You're teaching your bones that you still need them. Now, if mornings don't work for you, there's a second bonus window, early evening, just before dinner. That's when circulation picks up again, giving your bones another gentle nudge to rebuild. Another tip: pair these exercises with deep breathing. Why? Because oxygenation supports osteocalcin, a hormone your bones release when you move. Osteocalcin doesn't just strengthen your skeleton, it helps regulate energy and even mood. So when you breathe and move intentionally, you're supporting the entire internal orchestra of healthy aging. Finally, consistency always wins. 3 to 4 short sessions a week will do far more for your bone density than one long workout once a month. Because your bones don't respond to intensity, they respond to frequency and care. And if you're wondering whether it's already too late to start, the next part is for you. I've worked with women in their 50s, 60s, even their late 70s who all ask the same question. Dr. Hartley, is it too late to rebuild my bones? And my answer has never changed. No, it's not too late. Not by a long shot. Because the science is clear. Even after menopause, your bones remain living, listening tissue. They respond to your choices, to movement, to nourishment, to the signals you send every day. And every time you rise from a chair, press against that wall or lift your heels just a few inches off the floor. You're not just strengthening your skeleton. You're strengthening your confidence, your balance, your independence. One of my patients, Margaret, began these movements at 67. She told me she used to hold her breath every time she climbed the stairs, afraid she might lose balance. Today she says she feels taller, lighter, and, in her words, like I've come home to my own body. That's what I want for you. Because strong bones aren't just about preventing fractures. They're about living life fully, unafraid to reach, lift, and move through the world with ease. So, as you finish watching, take a moment and ask yourself, who are you staying strong for? Maybe it's your partner, your children, your grandkids, or simply yourself. Start today. Even 5 minutes is enough to remind your body what it's capable of. And if you found this helpful, join our community of thousands reclaiming their strength. Subscribe, share this with a friend, and let's build a generation that ages powerfully, not passively. Because aging isn't decline. It's your invitation to begin again, stronger than before.